Hey guys, I'm at my friend's house at the minute, and I haven't really been catching up with the news, so I thought that this week actually would be perfect for the question and answer thing that I was going to do, but because I'm really stupid, I forgot to advertise it properly. So, I found a little questionnaire thing that I'm going to do for you guys, all about video games and like my opinions and stuff like that. I have got 3 questions that people sent in because I only really advertised it on my page. I'm not sure if JumpToGamer people advertised it on theirs or anything, but it was really stupid of me to not advertise properly. So what I'll do is I'll do the questionnaire first, and then I'll answer your guys' questions afterwards, because I think that's the best thing really for me to do. I found the questionnaire on Tumblr. I've done it before, like this kind of style on my Tumblr, but I thought they had some really good questions on here, so I'll answer those. And then if you want me to carry on doing something like this, then make sure you let me know in the comments, or get hold of me somehow. All of the links to get hold of me are always down below in the description, so you guys can get hold of me anytime that you like, within reason. Yeah, I'll get started. The first question is, what is the first game that you played? The first game that I ever played was, it may have been the first Tomb Raider, because my parents used to play it all the time, and it was also, it was a time on the PS1. My parents had a PlayStation 1, and I used to go downstairs and used to watch them play it, and I got into Tomb Raider through that. And also the first Tekken, and that's what kind of kicked off my love for fighting games and the whole Tekken series. So I think the first one that I played was probably Tekken 1, and then it went Tomb Raider, because I understood what I was doing with Tekken, whereas in Tomb Raider when I was like 4 or 5 I had no idea what I was doing. What is the first console that you owned? The first console I actually owned myself was a PlayStation 2. But the one that I always say is PlayStation 1, because when my parents kind of stopped playing and my brother wasn't playing, I used to steal it and have it and keep it. So, but the one that I first got bought for me was the PlayStation 2, and then handheld was the Game Boy Advance SP with Mario Kart on it. And I remember I got that one when I was on holiday in Torquay, and I loved it so much, and I still had it up until about a few years ago, until it got stolen, and I was so upset because I was still playing through Pokemon Blue. Pokemon Blue is one of my favourite Pokemon, and I was so upset when that got stolen, but I managed to keep the Pokemon Blue cartridge. I'm not sure what game got stolen with my SP, but I still have my DS, so I can't play old Game Boy Colors on that, colour cartridges on that, but I can play some of my old favourite games. But yeah, I was really sad when that got stolen. First favourite game. My first favourite game was probably Tekken 1. Like I said, it was one of the first games that I played, and I always used to go through it with either Yoshimitsu or Nina, and I loved Nina for some reason, but I've kind of gone off her now. In the newer game, she's not as good as she was in the first, I find, and now I always play as Elisa. But my first favourite game was definitely Tekken 1. I was always on Tekken. The first game that you pre-ordered, the first game I pre-ordered ever was Ocarina of Time 3D, when it was re-released for 3DS. I wasn't really into pre-ordering before that, but when Ocarina of Time 3D came out on the 3DS, the game were doing a promotion where you pre-order and you get like a special 3DS case and a poster and a few other little bits and bobs as well. And bearing in mind I didn't have a 3DS at this time, I was trying to get one, I was saving up, but I thought that if I go and pre-order it and get all the bonuses, so I did, but I never actually picked it up because I didn't have the money for one, and I just really wanted the bonuses because I'm a massive Zelda fan. So that was the first game that I pre-ordered, but the first game that I actually purchased after my pre-order was probably Tomb Raider, the collector's edition, because you got the Lara Croft figure, which I absolutely love, I absolutely love my Lara Croft figure, but I'm really sad because her pickaxe broke. So I have her with her bow and arrow and her pistols in her little gun holsters. So I think that was the first game that I actually purchased, but I really can't fully remember if I'm deadly honest. Your favourite game or favourite series? My favourite game of all time is probably Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Ocarina of Time was good and I did like it a lot, and it is one of my favourite games, but it's not my favourite game of all time. And I think because I was really late to the Zelda series, like I only started playing it about 4 or 5 years ago, and I just seemed to really like it, and I started on Twilight Princess, and I think after that it's always got like a special place in my heart for things like Zelda. And after Ocarina of Time I was quite disappointed because everyone really like hyped it up and they were like, yeah, really, really good, it's such a good Zelda game, and I played it and it was good, but it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. But it is still one of my favourite games. But my favourite game of all time is definitely Twilight Princess. My favourite game series is probably either the Tekken series or the Zelda series or the Silent Hill series. Top 10 games of all time. I think I'm going to turn this down to top 5 games of all time, because trying to do a top 10 for me is going to take me days, because I've had so many. But okay, the top 5: Silent Hill 2, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Bioshock 1 and Bioshock Infinite. I think those are my top 5. There are a ton more, but I don't want to kind of give you a massive list because it's basically most of the games that I own. My favourite genre? My favourite genre is maybe horror or fighting. Horror games I absolutely love, as well as horror films. So I think that kind of really fits in with my favourite genre. And probably, yeah, fighting games. I'm a really massive fighting game fan, but then I'm not that keen on Street Fighter. I really like Tekken is my ultimate favourite fighting game, but Street Fighter for me, I will play it, but I started on Tekken. I'm gonna finish on Tekken. What is your favourite company / developer? My favourite developer is Suda51. I'm not sure if you can class him as a developer though, but his stories and his imagination is incredible, and that is why I love things like Killer 7, and I love No More Heroes, and I really liked Lollipop Chainsaw as well. I was really, really into that. My favourite company, probably either Sony or Nintendo. Favourite console? Favourite console of all time? Of all time is probably the PS2, because I spent a lot of my time on my PS2. I would kind of come in from school and play on my PS2, right? Like, before I go to school, when I'm trying to get dressed, I'd be trying to beat a boss. And I spent a lot of time and a lot of my childhood on my PS2. So I think that kind of fits in well there. What is your favourite video game soundtrack or song? My favourite video game soundtrack is, I've got two, and they're both Suda51 games. The Lollipop Chainsaw soundtrack is really good, and the No More Heroes soundtrack is also equally as good. They're both really like fun and upbeat, and I love it. I've got both of them on my iTunes. I listen to them quite a lot, but my favourite video game song is either the Song of Storms from Ocarina of Time or Epona's song from Ocarina of Time again. Favourite art style? My favourite art style is definitely cel shaded. I love how unique it looks, especially with the Borderlands graphics, because I think that cel shaded is quite, it reminds me a lot of comic books, and like with the Wolf Among Us and kind of the Walking Dead and stuff like that. I really feel like it brings something new to the table instead of just having crazy high-end HD amazing graphics. I think that cel shaded looks good no matter what your resolution is, and I really like that, and I've always really liked the cel shaded kind of art style. Borderlands has always been a massive favourite art style of mine, even though I'm not that keen on Borderlands. So I really think that I'm going to have to stick with cel shaded on that. Cel shaded and bright and coloured. And Wind Waker, actually, when that came out in HD for the Wii U and I was playing it, I was blown away. Like, that's incredible. But I think my favourite kind of art style is probably the Borderlands art style. Upcoming game you're most excited about? I have quite a lot, and I will be reviewing some on the website JumpToGamer, so I'll let you know when they come out. But the upcoming games I'm most excited about: Forza Horizon 2, The Evil Within, Hyrule Warriors, the new Silent Hill, because that demo's come out but I still haven't played it. I'm getting a PS3? I'm getting a PS4 pretty soon, so I'm going to be trying that demo out, and let me know if you want me to do like a playthrough kind of thing of the demo. I think that would be really, really funny for me to do, because I love doing Let's Plays, but I just don't have the equipment for it anymore. And yeah, so the new Silent Hill that's coming out, and I think that might be it. I think those four are the ones and Project Cars. I'm really into my racing games. Racing games and cars and video games are all like my favourite kinds of things in this whole world and universe. So I really think that those games are the ones I'm really excited about. A game you wish people knew, a game you wish more people knew about. No More Heroes, definitely. When people ask me what my favourite game is, or what, like some of my favourite games, and I go, oh, I really like No More Heroes, I really like this, really like that. Most of the Suda51 games that I talk about, people haven't heard of, and they don't really know who Suda51 is, and that makes me really sad. So, but I really wish people knew about No More Heroes. You want to buy a new game, do you pre-order or buy new after the release, or wait until and buy used? I always pre-order depending on what game it is. If I'm not really excited for it, or if I can wait for it, then I'll wait and buy it used. But I mostly like to pre-order my games, so I have it on release, and I always pre-order through Shop2, because you always get it the day before, and if you don't, they give you like a few bonuses, or they give you some points and stuff. And I really think that that's awesome. So I usually pre-order if I'm really excited. All of my pre-orders go through Shop2. But if I'm not that excited, or if I can wait, or if my friend has it, then I'll either borrow it or wait and buy it used. What are the consoles that you currently own? I own a GameCube, a PSP, a PS Vita, a 3DS, PS3, a broken Xbox 360. I've got a few others as well, but I can't remember off the top of my head. What is your guilty pleasure game? Maybe Alice Madness Returns. People will disagree with me, and I know my friend sat on the bed over there is going to disagree with me on this. But when I started playing Madness Returns, I had a lot of problems with it. I had the PlayStation version, and it was really glitchy, and it really ruined the game for me. It would have been a good game for me because it was so glitchy, and usually you can look past like several kind of bugs or whatever, but sometimes you just can't. But I couldn't look past it. Like, she went through a waterfall and her hair fell off. I mean, having a character's hair fall off in a waterfall is something that shouldn't happen. What is the series you've been following the longest? Probably the Zelda series. I only started on Twilight Princess. I'm kind of working my way backwards and then heading forwards again. I'm going through Majora's Mask at the minute, and I'm also going through A Link Between Worlds, so I'm kind of like balancing the seesaw out. Your favourite antagonist? Ooh. My favourite antagonist is probably Alessa from Silent Hill, if you can call her an antagonist. That's hard to say. If you can call her an antagonist, then yes. Alessa is my favourite. But other than that, I think Ganondorf, maybe, from Twilight Princess again. There are probably a lot more. In fact, I know there's a lot more, but if I was going to talk to you about stuff like this in a ton of detail, you'd be here for days, and I don't think you really want to sit here and listen to me for days. My favourite protagonist is probably Link and James from Silent Hill 2 and Harry Mason. I think those are the three that really stand out to me. Your favourite features, for example, character customization, real-time action, 3D graphics, etc. Customization is a huge thing, for me at least. I love to customise. I spend about an hour doing it before I even like carry on with the game or start the game. And I really like the story. The story is something that has to stand out. It has to be able to grip me. It doesn't matter what the game looks like, as long as the story is fun and gripping. It involves you, you know, you see the characters developing well, I'll instantly be into it. It doesn't matter what it looks like. So I think story and customization are two big ones for me. I'm not a big fan of QuickTime events. I think that, you know, they're good in some aspects, but like in the new Tomb Raider there was a lot of them, and as much as I really liked the new Tomb Raider, I got really frustrated at the fact that I'd have to press like square or X or like triangle just to kind of defeat some sort of either enemy or like do a finishing move or to get out of the way of a falling boulder. I really thought that kind of took away the whole essence of Tomb Raider, and I have a real bad thing about QuickTime events, so I'm not a fan of that. I really like motion capture, graphics, and working on stuff like that and seeing how realistic the movements are. In my university we've got a motion capture suite which I'm still yet to use, but when we were creating a game demo I kind of saw some people who did use the motion capture suite, and it really improves the models and it really improves the whole feel and realistic aspect of games. So I really like that, and the fact that it was quite convincing. So I think though that's probably my favourite. I know that may be quite uncommon. That might be the developer in me kind of coming out a bit, but I think that is probably the most favourite thing for me. But then again, if it really doesn't have motion capture, then I'm not that bothered. As long as the game is interesting and fun to play, then I'll be fine. Just make sure your animations are good, because it can really put me off. So that's the questionnaire bit done. Okay, so the ones on my Facebook were, what is the worst game that you enjoyed? That's a hard question. I don't think I can answer it. Worst game that you enjoyed? If I enjoy a game, then it's not a bad game to me. So I really can't answer that. What is the worst game that you've ever played? Heavy Rain. Unpopular opinion, I know. The storyline was good. The motion capture was good. The models were good. Everything about it was good, apart from the mechanics, and that really is a huge thing for me. If you don't have good mechanics in a game, I'm not going to be able to play properly. It was more of an interactive storybook, and that's not what I want out of a video game. I want something that's going to actually, like, I feel like I'm being involved in the action and that I'm not just leading a character page by page. In your opinion, what is the most underrated game or favourite game that nobody has really heard of? Killer 7 and No More Heroes again. It would be really nice if people would pick it up and play, but then I think they get quite creeped out at the fact that it's so strange. And I'm well into my strange games, so I don't know, a lot of my friends know about it, but when people kind of ask me what my favourite games are and I say, oh, you know, Killer 7 or No More Heroes, they're like, what's that? They're not Call of Duty? What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't think people are going to be interested in it anymore. But if you really like creepy games, or weird games, or kind of just like mindfuckery games, then definitely go ahead and try those out. And I'm positive you'll like it, especially if you like hack and slash or weird camera angles. Weird camera angles are a big thing in Killer 7. The mechanics in that are incredible as well. Very strange, very, very abnormal. So that's all the questions for the video. I'm thinking about doing some of these like chilled out vlogs like I'm doing now, every week, or maybe once every 2 weeks. Maybe doing like a discussion or an opinion piece, and then we can get into like a massive discussion in the comments, or you can kind of post on the Facebook, or you can do whatever you like. Let me know if you want me to do that. I'm moving into my new flat tomorrow, so I'm really excited, and we'll actually have a place which doesn't change. Like the background will not be any different every week, so you'll be able to actually settle like I will. And let me know if you want me to do these chilled out vlogs, because I really enjoy doing them. I think it can help us relate and know each other more on a personal level, and I like that. I like to know who I'm talking to, and I like to know who watches my work. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below on, maybe you can answer the questions as well. That'd be really, really fun. In fact, answer the questions as well. So it would be really good to see if anyone's actually exactly the same as me and likes the abnormal, strange things and doesn't like heavy rain. Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys probably next Sunday if I don't put anything out before. Remember to head over to the JumpToGamer website and check out that and see all of the different bits and bobs and everything that came out in the news, and their opinion pieces and their reviews and stuff. So I'll speak to you guys next week. I hope you have a lovely week, and I'll speak to you guys next week. Bye!